Kelly Ripa and Mark Consuelos on their morning talk show, without anchors or external sourcing. It was a morning like few others on the set of the syndicated talk show Live with Kelly and Mark, when co-host Kelly Ripa delivered a playful and bold proclamation about her husband and fellow host Mark Consuelos. "You're going to lose the sexiest football club owner alive, and then you're going to get choked out," she declared with a grin, setting the tone for one of the show's most memorable segments. From that moment on, the studio electric with amusement and anticipation, as Kelly's lighthearted jab turned into reality when Mark stepped into a makeshift ring opposite champion fighter Valentina Shevchenko. What followed was a highly theatrical, good-natured, but convincingly intense grappling display, one that had the audience laughing, cheering, and a little surprised. Setting the stage. The morning began much like any other episode. Kelly and Mark opened with banter, discussed topical items, and introduced their guest lineup. But the tone shifted when Kelly pivoted to directly address her husband. She referenced two losses in his day, one a tongue-in-cheek mention of losing the sexiest football club owner title to David Beckham, and the other, the impending matchup in the ring. "It's really a day of loss for you," she teased, laughter in her voice. Mark, for his part, played along with a grin and an eye toward the impending showdown. He knew the segment was coming. He had read the teleprompter, but that didn't mean he was fully prepared for the theatrics that followed. The entrance of the fighter. A few moments later, after interviews with musical guest Michael Bublé and comedian Janelle James, the show shifted gears. A ring was set up on the studio floor. Mark removed his shoes and shirt, stepping into the ring area. Kelly, momentarily stepping off to the side, looked on with amusement and encouragement. Then Valentina entered with a calm, confident demeanor, her reputation as a top athlete preceding her. Mark paused and offered the crack. "She is terrifying," he said, half serious, half laughing. Valentina wasted no time. She began with a mock uppercut, then leapt in with raised fist just shy of Mark's face. Again, laughter and gasps from the studio audience. She simulated a knee strike to his midsection. He rolled with it. She finally executed a takedown, sending Mark to the mat, where he rolled to the side before springing to his feet, brushing himself off and handing the segment over to the commercial break, still smiling. Kelly's reaction. Kelly's reaction was a highlight. Once Mark was on the floor and standing again, she erupted in triumphant laughter. Her earlier tease, her statement that he was going to get choked out, had come to playful fruition. She reveled in the moment, part mockery, part delight, part admiration for Mark's willingness to play along. Her energy made it clear this wasn't meant to demean him, but entertain. What this says about the show. The segment underscores the evolving tone of Live with Kelly and Mark. The show, long known for light celebrity interviews, fun banter, and lifestyle segments, has increasingly embraced spectacle and surprises, moments that blur the line between talk show and performance. This was a case in point. The pair turned the studio into a ring, a fighter into a guest with action, and themselves into participants. It also reflects the chemistry between Kelly and Mark, not merely as co-hosts, but as a longtime married couple with on-air rapport. Kelly's teasing tone, Mark's willingness to engage, and the mutual laughter all speak to a comfort and creativity in their dynamic. They were able to turn what could have been a gimmick into a genuinely fun moment. Audience and reaction. Studio viewers were visibly entertained, smiling, leaning forward, laughing, applauding as the sequence played out. On social media afterward, fans commented on Mark's good nature. "He just doesn't back down," one tweeted, and Kelly's gleeful commentary, "I've never seen you so excited to see him get taken down," another wrote. The moment resonated because it combined humor, surprise, and a slice of vulnerability, Mark allowing himself to be choked out on live television, Kelly cheering it on. Broader context. This isn't the first time Live with Kelly and Mark has ventured into unconventional territory. Past episodes have seen Mark in a wrestling singlet, competing in other physical challenges. The show seems comfortable shifting from standard chat format to moments of stunt-style engagement. That willingness doubles as entertainment mechanism and brand reinforcement. Viewers tune in not just for interviews, but for unpredictable, lively interactions. For the couple themselves, it plays to strengths. Mark is more than just a co-host. He is an actor, entertainer, willing to take comedic risks. Kelly is a veteran of talk television, adept at pacing, at banter, at turning segments into events. Together, they turned a morning show installment into something memorable. What it might mean. While obviously staged and promotional in nature, the segment offers a few takeaways. Audience engagement. In a media environment awash with streaming shows and content competition, live talk shows must find ways to stand out. A segment like this creates social media chatter, viral moments, and viewer retention. Host versatility. Mark's participation shows willingness to step beyond interviewer role. Kelly's delight in orchestrating it highlights her playful leadership in the show's tone. Branding of couple hosts. Their dynamic is more than professional. There's a personal chemistry alluded to. They are married, which adds authenticity and viewer interest. Blurring of genre. The talk show moment became a mini sports spectacle. It shows how genre boundaries talk, game show, stunt, reality TV can blur to create entertaining upheaval. Possible risks and balance. Of course, there are risks. Some viewers might find such segments excessive or off-brand for a morning talk show. The balance between genuine conversations and spectacle is delicate. Too much stunt could dilute credibility or alienate segments of the audience. For longtime viewers interested in guest interviews, lifestyle content, the shift may feel jarring. But if done sparingly and with charm, as this one was, it can refresh the format rather than wreck it. Looking ahead, what might come next? Given the positive reaction, one could expect Live with Kelly and Mark to experiment further with physical or interactive segments, perhaps more celebrity challenges, comedic stunts, or game-style elements involving the hosts themselves. For Mark and Kelly, this direction allows them to leverage their personalities in new ways. Mark as both host and participant, Kelly as orchestrator and commentator. It will be interesting to see how the show balances scale. Will they continue escalating stunts? Or wrap these into occasional highlights rather than daily fare? The sweet spot seems to be when big moments are peppered into the routine rather than becoming the routine itself.